On today's show, we learn about Project Trinite and mobile dentistry, prepare swordfish kebabs, hear from BID Plymouth, the Plymouth Public Library, and the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce, and talk about upcoming things to do in our area. We're glad you're here. Let's get started. We know that tooth decay, gum disease, and mouth infections can affect quality of life, self-esteem, and put other parts of your body at risk. But there are so many without the resources or mobility to access oral care. We went on the local scene to talk to staff from Visiting Dental Hygiene about how they are ensuring healthy smiles in our area.
Visiting Dental Hygiene is a mobile dental hygiene company that utilizes public health dental hygienists to provide care. Our mission is to bring portable dental hygiene care to patients who have limited access, regardless of their ability to pay. The first patient I provided care to as a public health dental hygienist was a homebound veteran who was 104 years old. He was thrilled to be able to get his teeth cleaned in his own home. And in truth, I was equally as thrilled to provide that care and to be able to hear so many of his life stories. It was absolutely amazing. I began to understand with that initial visit just how vast the need for this care really is. And I realized I wasn't going to be able to look away, and I really wanted to help. Initially, I started Visiting Dental Hygiene as a for-profit company, but because we never denied care and we were providing a significant amount of free care, and the hygienists do get paid, I realized I was going to have to form it into a nonprofit. And I can tell you that many people tried to talk me out of it, but I feel like I'm being divinely guided to make this work. And here we are.
Roughly about a year ago, I had decided to put a post out and see who was willing to hire a hygienist on a temporary basis. Visiting Dental Hygiene gave me that opportunity to actually decided to volunteer just to kind of see how it would be like. And as I volunteered for a couple of days, I really found the need of giving my care to those that can't make it to the private practice. That's really, truly what brought me into it.
We presently provide care at roughly 100 different facilities. Some of those facilities are substance misuse facilities, teen parent programs, some schools, family shelters, senior centers, and veterans programs, as well as homebound patients. Our recent expansion into more senior centers and veterans programs was due to an earmark that we received from the support of Senator Patrick O'Connor, which we are incredibly grateful for. All of the patients that we provide this care to have barriers to care, whether it be lack of transportation, financial restraints, or physical disabilities. Each location we go to, we arrive in our minivans with all of the equipment. So as we arrive, we start to bring all of that portable equipment in and set up in whatever designated space is there for us. Say a facility, there's a lot of curiosity around who we are and what we're doing. And having that opportunity to chat with the clients ahead of time helps to alleviate any nervousness or hesitation that they might have to receive that care, which is very empowering for them to be able to get that care. Once they're in the chair, it's that same dental cleaning that you're going to get at the dental office. Our services consist of a dental cleaning, a dental screening, oral cancer screening, periodontal screening, which is checking for gum disease, fluoride treatments, dental sealants for children, and oral hygiene instruction. The personalized oral hygiene instruction that each patient receives is very empowering, especially for, say, a teen parent who doesn't yet have a full understanding of how to care for their own oral health, let alone their child.
The best part of my job is caring, educating patients. It's a fulfillment that people appreciate. They really love the time that you're taking with that someone.
Everyone deserves access to dental care. I believe that dental care in our society is misunderstood as opposed to undervalued. And The perfect example I can provide for that is I recently had a little boy, roughly 8 years old, who was in the chair, and as I was doing his dental screening, I could see that he had significant pain on the upper right where he had a cavity. And as I looked more closely, I could see he had a small bubble, which is a clinical indication that he had an abscess, an infection in his mouth. I went to let the caseworker know that this little guy was going to need to see a dentist as soon as possible. And she informed me that she would meet with the family on Monday morning to schedule a visit for him. And it was presently Friday afternoon. And I helped her to understand that this wasn't something that was going to be able to wait the weekend. Thankfully, she was able to get an appointment for him to see a local dentist right away that afternoon. This experience allowed for the entire support team of this little boy to have a better understanding of just how dangerous it could be to leave these kinds of dental issues untreated.
It is a good feeling where I feel like I made a difference for that someone, regardless of any cost that was involved with it. It was just my time with that patient. So it is fulfilling. I feel grateful for being able to do what I do.
We can use the help 1 day a week or a few days a month. If you know of anyone or any facility that needs this care, please share our contact information with them. Visiting Dental Hygiene operates at a loss without donor support. So if you have the means to help financially, together we can create healthy, happy smiles. What I'm most proud of with this organization is how caring and committed our entire team is. I can draw upon an example. We were recently at a family shelter providing care, and it was a long day and it was quite late. And the staff came in to let us know that the 2 patients that we presently had in the chair were going to be the last 2 patients that were wanting to get seen, which when we get these updates from the staff, it brings a little bit of a relief for us because we're usually pretty tired by that point. The 2 patients we had in the chair were a brother and a sister, and they informed us that their grandfather, who also lived there in the shelter with them, had wanted to get his teeth cleaned, but he was informed that he wasn't eligible because he didn't have Mass Health. As public health dental hygienists, we're only allowed to bill to Mass Health. So when we finished seeing the children, we asked them to have their grandfather come in and talk with us. And we asked him if he would be interested in getting his teeth cleaned at no cost. And he was beyond grateful. This is an example of just how committed, no matter how tired we are, everyone on this team is willing to just find that last little bit of gas in the tank to be able to see that one last patient, which is incredibly fulfilling for all of us.
Visiting Dental Hygiene will be at the Kingston Senior Center, offering 60-minute confidential appointments on June 25th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and every 4th Tuesday of the month after that. For exams, they accept Mass Health insurance or $50 in cash or check private pay. Prior to the appointment, patients must fill out a medical history and dental consent form. To schedule your appointment, call the Senior Center at 781-585-0511. To learn more about this mobile nonprofit, visit vdhinc.org. The alarming effects of climate change are impacting coastal communities worldwide. The warming waters of rising seas have a significant impact on those who rely on the ocean for their livelihood and people who live and work in seaside communities. If you're concerned and want to learn more about the specific problems we're facing along the South Shore, Leslie Ann McGee, Director of Special Projects, Marine Facilities, and Operations at Woods Hole Oceanic Institution, will share from her vast wealth of knowledge and years of experience on Tuesday, June 25th. The talk will include discussion of the state of climate science with a focus on our regional coastal and ocean areas. Underscoring the importance of urgent action, McGee will highlight a case study of a local climate resilience initiative that has successfully addressed problems and how these tactics can be applied to help other coastal communities. The presentation begins at 6 p.m. in the Adams Center. Reserve your spot by registering through the library's website. Poet and literary critic John Malcolm Brennan conducted the famous 92nd Street Y for writers and poets in New York City from 1949 to 1956, introducing poets like Dylan Thomas to the United States and building the cultural center into a nucleus for poetry worldwide. On Wednesday, June 26th, in the King Caesar House Barn, learn about this luminary's fascinating life and connection to the town of Duxbury, when historian Tony Kelso will highlight the array of illustrious guests Brennan and his lifelong partner entertained at their home on Powder Point Road. You'll hear about notable litterateurs Truman Capote, Elizabeth Bishop, Richard Wilbur, and more, who joined the couple to enjoy the quiet seaside atmosphere, socialize, and put pen to paper. The talk begins at 6 p.m. Visit the Duxbury Rural and Historical Society website to register. Project Trinity is a nonprofit connecting underserved international communities to opportunity and a sustainable economic future through modular training and work centers. We went on the local scene to talk to the project's founders, local residents who are having a global impact.
The vision of Project Trinity is to forge a sustainable path to economic progress in resource-constrained communities across the globe. That will be achieved through the deployment of modular, solar-powered, satellite-connected training and work centers, quickly and effectively igniting an economic engine.
I first started thinking about this concept when I was spending some time in Haiti. And I had gone to Haiti a few times with an organization called St. Roch Haiti Foundation. And St. Roch Haiti Foundation provides medical assistance, a clinic, educational support, community support in a rural community in Haiti. And when you travel to Haiti or places like Haiti, you realize pretty quickly that what's absolutely needed most is economic development. With economic development comes improved quality of life. So that's something that always stuck with me. How can we create jobs in these communities? Fast forward a couple of years and COVID happens and remote work just explodes in the world. And at the same time, low Earth orbit satellite technology started to advance and advance very quickly. You've got guys like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk starting these satellite internet companies. So those two concepts together started the concept of you can really create access to communities all over the world that aren't connected right now and create employment opportunities. I thought of my friend Matt Glynn, who knew solar from Glynn Electric. From there things evolved. Matt took the ball and ran with it, and we actually built a prototype of a pod. We realized really quickly that this was going to be a lot of work. It was a lot more than just building a pod that we were going to need to train, that we were going to need to organize communities, that we were going to need to find employers. This was real work. And Matt and I are, we're good idea guys, but we're not the best at doing the work itself. Dave is, and Dave was a friend of Matt's. We realized this is someone who can really come in and help us, which he has, and we were off and running.
A pod is a portable online development system. It's a shipping container that's been retrofitted with finished walls inside, counter surface around the perimeter. There is solar panels, so it's completely off-grid. We selected 20-foot containers because they're much more manageable, right? So they're just over 4,000 pounds to move around, as opposed to using a 40-foot container. You can imagine that a lot of the terrain and roads that we have to travel from the port to the final location may not necessarily even be there. So a 20-foot is far more manageable.
The deployment strategy for Project Trinity includes the construction, transport, and installation of pods to 3 inaugural sites: Haiti, South Africa, and Kenya, with plans to expand installations globally. And while satellite connectivity plays a pivotal role in bringing global job opportunities to underserved communities, it is the collaboration of Project Trinity's team, as well as on-site local representatives and strategic alliances with various organizations and foundations, that will ensure the success of the program.
We've always wanted to do these pods as a way to improve the world for the people that'll never have the opportunity to better themselves, because as we have found in third world countries, people don't want you to give them fish. They want to be taught how to fish. And this was our way of teaching them how to fish. We can support them on their way through. So that was always the concept. It still is what we're trying to do. However, MIT came to us with the idea of putting a pod on Native American land, and we decided that that would be a great place to start in the United States. And one of the main things that we did find out is we just can't walk into an area and drop a pod. We have to work with an organization that's already trusted and well known. So we've partnered up with a couple of them, and they've helped refine our thoughts and plans.
The students that we have seen so far, the applicants that we've reviewed, all come with university training already. It's remarkable how much education they've already equipped themselves with, and they're just in such a great position to step into this digital training program. The digital literacy curriculum is a 6-week program, and then beyond that is the specialized training, and depending on what that is, whether it's coding or drafting, data analyzers, that then extends based on what that specialized training is.
The inspiration for the name Project Trinity came to Karen Glynn, the marketing director of the organization, after watching the movie Oppenheimer, wherein the military assigned the codename Trinity Project to a nuclear program. The team wanted to use those words, but obviously in a different context.
So we switched it around to Project Trinity, added the slash on the end, so the E became an important part of it. And then we turned that into the logo of educate, employ, empower. That is how we came up with Project Trinity.
Project Trinity is a startup nonprofit, and startup nonprofits, just like startup for-profits, are difficult to finance. It's hard to get people to give money to an idea, no matter how exciting it is. So up to this point, we've really been self-funded, for the most part. And we knew that we were going to need to get Project Trinity to a point where we could prove it, and we could show potential donors what this can do.
A prototype pod was built and proved that a storage container could act as a viable training and workspace, and it was operational with off-grid power and satellite broadband connectivity. One pod has been deployed in Haiti and another soon to be operational in Kenya.
We've got 50 students between the two locations that we have interviewed and that have applied and we've accepted out of a couple of hundred that are ready to go and committed. And within a couple of months, we're going to be able to demonstrate that we've got these students in the pod advancing their digital literacy education, showing up every day, demonstrating their work ethic, their intelligence, their productivity. We're going to be able to have Zoom meetings with them, working in the pods, and we're going to be in a much different position to access funding. We're providing, in the first step, is a general digital literacy curriculum. We're giving students a basic background in computers and digital literacy. Our goal is to then bring in and align ourselves with employment partners and have the employment partners let us know what are the specific skills that are going to be needed for their jobs. And then we will work with them to create the curriculum to then train specifically for those jobs, whether that's coding or customer service or web design or content management. And these can be companies anywhere in the world because this is remote work. There's a huge market for this, but we need to find employers that are committed to this idea, that are looking for quality workforces, that are willing to work with us to train them, and that are interested in having an impact.
The goal for Project Trinity is to be a sustainable organization. For the majority of nonprofits, the ability to excel, grow, and operate depends on their current funding efforts. Project Trinity is structured so that it will create its own revenue stream.
And I'll give you an example. One pod in a community can employ 20 people, 10 workstations and 2 shifts. If you hypothetically said that each job is going to bring in a revenue stream of $50,000, that pod will bring in $1 million a year to that community, which is a transformational impact they can have on these rural communities. Donors can look at this strategy and say, all right, well, I can fund this, but at some point it's going to have its own legs and it's going to take off. And it's not something that has to be fed every year. And being in the nonprofit world, you know that's a unique position to be in, is to create that sustainable strategy. And that's something we really believe we have.
The dream is that we just double the number of pods we have globally every year. So, you know, this year could be 2 or 3, next year's 6, right? In 12 and 24, and we just want to kind of go that way. That's the goal.
It's not the pods that are the magic here. It's the training and the jobs that we can provide. Our hope is that with the proper training, we're going to be able to provide enough people with good work that they make enough money to have a good living, and we can improve where they live. Eventually taking some of the money that we gain from employing them to increase and enhance their community. And that is what our goal is, not so much to deploy a lot of pods, but to change the world by giving people jobs.
To support and learn more about this project that is changing lives, visit projecttrinity.org. Next up is Bob Nolette with a word from the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce.
Are you a local business owner on the Lower South Shore? Then listen up. The Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce is your go-to resource. With over 820 members spanning 9 towns, we're here not just for business, but for the entire community. How do we help? Picture this: business networking opportunities, a strong voice on local and regional issues, educational seminars, and special programs. Plus, we're always cooking up new initiatives to enhance the quality of life for our small business owners like you. So whether you're looking to connect, learn, or make a difference, the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce has got your back. Visit plymouthchamber.com to discover how we can take your business to the next level. And hey, don't forget to hit the follow button on Facebook and Instagram, because we're not your average chamber. Let's thrive together.
The Black Feather Horse Rescue invite you to help celebrate their 20th anniversary with fancy food and footsteps at their gourmet hike on Sunday, June 30th. Focusing on local and in-season selections, your hike will begin at Indie Firm Brewing with a charcuterie cheese cup. Travel a 2-mile path that includes a stop for oysters by the abandoned boat and cranberry bog, bites of smoked trout pâté at the Gilbert Trout Hatchery and Horse Rescue, where you'll get to say hi to llamas, goats, and Barnabas the pig, a surprise culinary experience with celebrity chef Stephen Coe, and wind down at the Cabin in the Woods with scrumptious strawberry drizzled cream puffs. This fabulous foodie and fitness event starts at 12 noon and will be about 3 hours of fun. All ticket proceeds will go to support Darlene Nickerson's Black Feather Horse Rescue, who have been healing, helping, and rehoming abused horses and other neglected animals for the past 2 decades. To sign up for the gourmet hike, visit the events section at independentfermentations.com. Do you want a voice in the future of your town? To collaborate with your fellow citizens, mark Thursday, June 20th on your calendar for the Plymouth Master Plan Committee's Master Planning Kickoff meeting at Plymouth South Middle School from 6 to 8 p.m. The town's master plan is a blueprint for expressing and achieving a collective community vision for Plymouth and will be used by the town government as a guide over the next decade. The committee wants to hear what the town's strengths, opportunities, and challenges are from the perspective of its residents. The meeting will begin with an overview presentation about the collaborative planning process and key trends influencing Plymouth, followed by small group discussions. This discussion welcomes the entire community to share their ideas of what direction Plymouth should take as we head into the future, and will take place in the school's cafeteria. Light refreshments and childcare will be provided. If you can't make this meeting, no worries. This is the first in a series designed to share information and listen to input from our community. Plymouth South Middle School is at 488 Long Pond Road. June is Men's Health Month. Here's a word from Beth Israel Deaconess, Plymouth.
There's a silent health crisis in America. It's the fact that men live sicker and die younger than women. Hi, I'm Dr. Junaid Malik, a vascular surgeon at the Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital in Plymouth. June is Men's Health Month. The life expectancy for men is 76 compared to 81 for women. a staggering 5-year difference. Men's health is at high risk for a number of reasons, including a higher percentage of men have no health care coverage, men make half as many trips to the doctor for preventative care as women, men may have less healthy lifestyles, including risk-taking. Society discourages healthy behaviors in men and boys. The number one killer of men is heart disease. Additionally, men are 4 times as likely to commit suicide. This Men's Health Month, we want you to commit to a healthy lifestyle by eating better and exercising more. If you have any physical or emotional issues, please visit your primary care physician. And if you don't have one, please go to our website at bidplymouth.org and click on Find a Doc. Men, remember, your loved ones want you to stick around for a while.
The Science of the South Shore series continues on Wednesday, July 10th at the Manamet branch of the Plymouth Public Library with the presentation, Landscaping and Gardening for Wildlife. Led by Mass Audubon, this session will offer information about how you can landscape your yard so that it both pleases your eye and creates a paradise for wildlife. The Science of the South Shore starts at 3 p.m. and will be enjoyable for all ages. Ready to fill your mental piggy bank with some sound advice for keeping your finances healthy? Better Money Habits is a program offered by Bank of America, providing financial educational materials and lessons to help foster good habits in your day-to-day money management. On Friday, June 28th, representatives from the bank's program will be at the Kingston Senior Center to share easy-to-understand information and resources to help navigate banking, smart credit management, planning for future goals, saving, and budgeting. The program starts at 9 a.m. and is free to attend. However, registration is required. Please call the Senior Center. The Plymouth Public Library has some news.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Casey from the Plymouth Public Library. This summer, read, renew, repeat at the library with our sustainably focused summer program for all ages. To participate, all you need to do is sign up with Beanstack to track the minutes you read and activities you do. You'll earn raffle tickets for prizes, including a gift basket from Book Love and a tour of the fire station. Join us at the main library on June 22nd from 10 to 2 as we kick off the summer with bubbles, crafts, and lawn games. These games are part of our unique Library of Things collection, which you can borrow and enjoy at home all summer long. Don't forget to check our website for the full calendar of events happening at both the main library and the Manamet branch. We're offering a wide range of activities and events throughout the summer, from story times and book clubs to workshops and concerts. There's truly something for everyone. So come on down, get involved, and see what the library can do for you this summer. We're looking forward to seeing you and making this summer a memorable one. Happy reading, renewing, and repeating.
Retro video gaming brings families together like Mario and Luigi, Ash and Pikachu, Sonic and Tails. Bring the family down for an all-ages open gaming day at the Pembroke Public Library on Wednesday, July 10th from 2 to 4 p.m. The event will take place in the meeting room of the library and feature a mix of popular and retro games on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, Series S, PlayStation 4, and VR Oculus Quest 2. Registration is required and will be open to sign up 3 weeks before the event. Visit the library website or call 781-293-6771. Children under 7 must be accompanied by a person 14 years old or older. Roly Poly Guacamole is a kids' music band from Brooklyn, winning over the ears of children and their parents with relatable, humorous lyrics, fun sonic hooks, layered instrumentation, and a hip, vibey style that nods to the classic and the contemporary. Playing original songs and time-honored cover tunes, the band's music, as one reviewer noted, speaks to children and reminds their parents of the golden age of 1990s music. Catch roly-poly guacamole on the Plymouth Public Library front lawn on Tuesday, July 9th at 2 p.m. This super family-friendly show is free. A beloved local tradition, the annual Pilgrim Breakfast hosted by the Plymouth Antiquarian Society has been serving souls a hearty New England-style breakfast on the lawn of the Harlow House since 1933. On Sunday, July 7th, you're invited to enjoy delicious plates of fish cakes, baked beans, cornbread, and other regional fare dished out by servers donning traditional 17th century wear. Strolling singers will offer a song here and a riddle there, making the whole experience an immersive and jolly good time. A ticket to the breakfast will also grant you a tour of the historic house and the opportunity to learn some colonial crafts. Reserve your tickets by July 5th through the Plymouth Antiquarian website. The cost is a mere $15 per person, with a further discounted price of $12 if you're a member. There are 5 arrival times for seating, which you'll choose when purchasing your tickets. All proceeds go directly to the ongoing preservation of the 1677 historical Harlow House. Inspired by a photo of a baby giraffe with a neck bandage who had been treated successfully at a veterinary hospital, author Jennifer Wellborn wrote Dr. Rosie Helps the Animals, a story about a young girl who becomes a veterinarian and travels the world healing animals. On Thursday, July 11th, join the author and book illustrator Roselia M.H. at the Pembroke Public Library for Read and Learn with Pet Vet Dr. Rosie, an interactive story time followed by a fun hands-on activity that will teach children a bit about veterinary medicine. Kids should bring a favorite stuffed animal to treat using a mini vet kit that will be theirs to bring home. The event starts at 1 p.m. in the meeting room and is perfect for ages 5 to 9 years old. Sign up by visiting the calendar section of the Pembroke Public Library website. Next up is Chef Jerry Levine with his friend and ours, Tom Bolus. Jerry is preparing delicious and nutritious swordfish kebabs.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
What are you up to now?
Well, today we're going to do a swordfish with balsamic vinegar glaze, and I'm going to make it on shish kebab rods, and there will be a little bit of fennel, and this is fennel. Oh, smell that, Tom. Anise.
Oh, yeah.
I love this stuff. Okay, and then with a little bit of tomato, and it's going to go into the oven. Now, why the oven? Why not on the grill? Well, it can also go on the grill. So it can be done either way. It can go on the grill. It can actually, if you want, you could do it in a saute pan, though I would prefer to do it in the oven or a grill. Now, when I say in the oven, you'll notice that I have a grill pan, and there is a grill grate here, and shish kebab skewers, my favorite kind.
And I notice you're using flat ones so everything doesn't spin around.
That's exactly right. And why aren't I using wooden ones?
Yeah, well, they burn.
They burn like hell. So
well, these burn too if you don't put something on your hands when you pick them up.
Oh, that is exactly right. So what we're going to do here is this is going to be my cooking surface, and that's going to go into the oven. And we're going to do this, and I'm going to show you how to make the glaze.
All right. And so I'm going to get out of here and let you go to work.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Okay. Glaze. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Okay, tablespoon of Dijon mustard. 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Oh, wow, this is going to be something. That sword is sitting there with a smile on its tail. 3 tables. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. What else do we have here? 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Balsamic vinegar happens to be one of my favorite vinegars. I just like the sweetness to it, and I just like the complexity of it. And so we're going to do 3 of this, and there's a 1, and there's a 2, and there's a 3. Okay. And the final thing is olive oil. And we're going to use 2 tables of olive oil. One and 2. And the final things that we're going to use is we're going to do a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. But first we got to mix this stuff up. So we take our little spatula here, the baby spatula, and we mix it up until we get ourselves some uniformity here. And the question, of course, is how do we know whether this tastes good? I mean, did we just make something and waste our time with something that doesn't particularly taste good? Well, the answer, of course, is we don't know until we taste it. So we make sure that we've got a nice dispersion here. And I'm a big finger guy. Okay. Well, I would say we need a little bit more balsamic and just a tiny bit more mustard. And why do I want more mustard? Because I want to use the mustard as an emulsifier. And it's really important to use the mustard to keep things together. So that goes in there. And I want to balsamic a little bit more. I think I'm going to be generous and put in 2 tables. 1 table. 2 table. Done. Now you're going to say, did he get it right this time? He certainly didn't get it right the first time. Okay, well, we're going to find out in a minute, aren't we? Okay, it's starting to emulsify nicely now. I'm seeing less olive oil. Okay, we'll get out my tester. Done. It's where I want to be. Tom, you're going to love this sucker. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take, I can either do one of 2 things with the swordfish. I can cut it up into cubes right now, or I can take and put my marinade on it and put it into my glass dish here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into cubes. If you'll notice, this is about 1 inch thick. And I have one of my handy dandy knives, which of course is sharp because I only work with sharp knives. And we're going to look at this, see how nice it cuts through. Now the question that you should be asking is, what's this dark thing here? Well, this is part of the center of the swordfish steak, and it's called the bloodline. Now the question is that edible? Well, it is edible, but it's a little bit stronger. So the question comes down to, do we want to eat it or not? And a lot of people don't like to eat it, but I happen to like it because I like the flavor. Now, one other thing that needs to be done is that the swordfish has a thick layer of skin here. Now, in general, you don't eat it. So how do we get rid of it? Well, we take it, and we have a thin piece here. So we're going to take our knife, and we're going to run the knife between the skin and the flesh, and we're going to slowly get the skin off. And I am slowly getting the skin off. And there's a little technique to this, because the skin doesn't particularly want to leave its piece of fish. So, but you'll notice that I haven't taken off too much meat. And the reason is, it's called technique. That's how we learn things. Okay, we're going to go back to here and cut our cubes again. And we're going to make some little blocks about an inch or so. And there's another one, and another one, and another one. And we're going to make it some more out of this. Now, what are we going to, what can we do with the skin? Not an awful lot. So we're not going to worry about the skin. And we're just going to take these things and put them into our container here. Now, you got this real dark piece. Now, for those of us that happen to like that, as far as I'm concerned, that's one of the nice pieces. So I'm saving that for me. The fish, the more flavor you're going to get from the glaze. Done. Okay, what about this thing? Well, that's the skin. We're not doing nothing with the skin. So now we've got to do our marinades. So we mix our marinade a little bit. Then we pour our marinade a little bit. And you can save a little marinade in case while you're cooking, you want to pour a little bit of it on there. But remember, this marinade here has not had swordfish on it. This marinade in here has had swordfish on it. Do not use this marinade. Do not use it on the swordfish. Okay. Look at that. A thing of beauty. Let's just smell. Oh, yes, it smells balsamic-y. All right. Okay, so we now have our balsamic glazed swordfish. You learned a couple of things. You learned about the how to remove the skin. And you notice that I didn't waste much of the meat as I removed the skin. The skin it's not as easy as if you're going to take the skin and fillet a salmon. All right, so what else did we learn? We also learned how to make a very simple vinaigrette using balsamic, olive oil, mustard, and lemon juice. A little tiny bit of salt and pepper on either side, and that was it. And we now have it on a lovely little white plate here, and as far as I'm concerned, it looks pretty damn good. So what I would like to do is, if my associate Tom would like to come over here, I would be happy to serve Tom a...
Well, I'll be over because I can't wait to try some of this.
I thought Tom would probably want to come.
The smell is unbelievable.
Come over. So, but look at the colors. Look at the red. Look at the white flavor.
Well, I think the red intensified more when you cooked it than it was raw.
Absolutely. There it is, Tom.
All right, let's try this.
And you know something? I may have one.
Go right ahead. Be my guest.
Thank you. It's good? Now, how do you get these things off here? Well, you can do what I was just doing, and you can push it off like that. What?
It's beyond good.
Well, I'm glad. Or you can do the upside down method, which is just take it like this, pull and let it fall, pull and let it fall, and pull and let it fall. And that's it, guys. That's how it's done. Now let's see whether Tom was right. First, let's try a piece of sword. Oh yeah.
Tell me that's not good.
That's delicious. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't marinate it very long. If we had marinated it for a half hour, you would have gotten more balsamic flavor. But you still are getting some balsamic flavor. That's what you really wanted. What's the purpose of all these glazes and things? It's to add flavor, color, and to make things attractive. As far as I'm concerned, this is a pretty attractive dish.
Mm-hmm.
Even the fennel's good. So,
I'm not going to tell everybody where to find us. I'll have it on the bottom of the screen. So, bon appetit.
Bon appetit. We will see you the next time we do Delicious and Nutritious. We hope you enjoyed it. Please come and visit us. Tell your friends about it.
And that, my friends, wraps this episode of What's Good and Good to Know in our area. We are grateful for your attention. We'll see you on the local scene. For more of what's good and good to know on the South Shore of Massachusetts, hit the subscribe button. And thank you for watching.